Episode 36, The Processing Lie. The hold didn't stay loud. That was the second mistake. The first mistake was thinking silence meant safety. Hours, maybe less, maybe more, passed in a blur of exhaustion and low, grinding fear. People who had screamed earlier now spoke in whispers. People who had begged now sat with their backs against nothing, staring at the floor like it might open and swallow them before the Xarthians did. No one knew how long they'd been inside the processing hold. Time had no hooks here. No windows, no clocks, no shadows shifting across walls. Just the constant hum beneath the floor. A vibration you stopped noticing only because your body couldn't stay tense forever. The chamber remained too open to hide in. Tiered platforms curved around them like an arena built for spectators who never arrived. Containment seams shimmered faintly, barely visible until someone got too close, or panic made them forget the rule. Everyone visible. That wasn't cruelty. That was design. No food came, no water, no medical aid. The wounded stayed wounded. The children stayed hungry. The elderly stayed sitting where they had collapsed, eyes unfocused, conserving whatever strength they still owned. Evelyn watched the patterns. Fear always formed shapes. Families clustered instinctively. Soldiers drifted together by habit. Teenagers hovered at the edges, trying to be useful and failing quietly. The pack stayed close. Cain didn't pace. He held still in a predator's patience, every muscle balanced, loaded, waiting for purpose rather than release. Malik was the opposite. Weight forward, shoulders set, hands flexing once and then stilling, like his body kept asking permission to act and being denied. Lyra listened through layers of sound. Not just voices, not just the hum. Something beneath it. Something that had rhythm but not breath. Kaelruun stayed calm, still, as if her composure could be used like armor. Professional, controlled. Waiting for the moment to become real again. And nearby, just far enough to avoid drawing eyes, stood Kaelruun. He remained where he was. Posture neutral. Presence contained. Not hiding. Not asserting. Simply existing in a way that suggested he understood exactly how attention functioned in this place, and how dangerous it could be. Evelyn didn't approach him immediately. That would have drawn attention. It would have put the wrong focus back onto the two of them, and the hold didn't need another center. So she waited. She let the room settle into its new rhythm. The exhausted quiet that comes after panic burns itself out. She watched the civilians begin to conserve energy. The soldiers begin to ration their voices. The children begin to cry less. Not because they were comforted, but because crying cost too much. When enough eyes had turned away, she moved. Not quickly, not stealthily, just naturally, as if she was repositioning like everyone else. Kaelruun's gaze flicked to her before she reached him. He didn't smile, didn't bow, didn't acknowledge her in any way that would invite notice. He simply waited. "Tell me what this place is," Evelyn said quietly. Kaelruun's eyes swept the hold once, slow and controlled. "Processing," he replied. "That's a word," Evelyn said, "not an answer." His jaw tightened slightly, as if he hated how familiar this felt. "It's where they sort what they take," Kaelruun said. "They don't keep everyone. They don't move everyone the same way. They watch. They measure. They decide what each piece is worth." Evelyn didn't react, but the words landed. "What happens when they decide?" Kaelruun's gaze shifted, just briefly, to a man cradling his injured arm, to a woman holding her child like the child might evaporate if she loosened her grip. "Some are moved," he said. "Some disappear. Some come back different." Evelyn watched the containment seams. No guards, no visible surveillance, just the fields and the hum. "They trust the barriers," she murmured. "They trust the design," Kaelruun corrected. "This place isn't meant to stop you from fighting. It's meant to stop you from organizing." Evelyn felt that line settle into her bones. "They're coming," Kaelruun said. The Xarthians entered without warning. No alarms, no announcement, just boots on metal and weapons humming low with contained promise. They scanned the hold like inventory. Cold, efficient, uninterested. Selections began. 2 soldiers. Then a civilian. Gone through a narrowing seam that sealed behind them like they'd never existed. And then, a child. The mother screamed as the child was lifted away, her hands clawing uselessly at the shimmer. She begged, she pleaded. The Xarthian struck the seam once, hard enough to send a pulse through it. The mother dropped, alive, frozen, silenced. The child reached back, arms outstretched. That's when Lyra stepped forward. 1 step. That was all. The Xarthian turned and struck her across the face with its weapon, metal cracked against bone. Lyra didn't fall, didn't retaliate. She lifted her head slowly, blood at her mouth, eyes glowing with restrained fury. "I will make you regret that," she said. The Xarthian laughed, then turned away. That laugh snapped something loose. Malik surged half a step forward, muscle answering instinct before thought, fists clenched, body ready to tear into something that didn't care how strong he was. Everlin's hand lifted slightly. Not a command, a reminder. Malik stopped, barely. Kaelin didn't wait. She stepped forward immediately. "Take me instead." The Xarthian paused, calculated. Kaelin hadn't resisted, hadn't threatened, hadn't revealed anything except willingness. The child was set down. The seam opened. Kaelin was taken. Everlin didn't stop it, because the moment Kaelin vanished, she felt the link. Alive, moving, hurt, but aware. "I can see things." Everlin breathed again. "Outside the hold," Kaelruun said softly. "The rules change." Everlin kept her eyes on the sealed seam, because now someone was outside, and she could still reach her.